To pray, there's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kirosho here. Now, whenever we last left off, Midoriya was able to fight off and hold off Darkseid, along with some of his forces around Earth. Along with that, I posted a video earlier today. I thought it would be, well, it's interesting to do. So, for those of you who didn't see it or watch it, I don't blame you. It was short. But I basically toyed with the idea of a new Shazam. First off, it's not going to be Midoriya. He's already powerful as hell. Second off, it will be a My Hero Academia character. So, let us begin. Midoriya has woken up, and he's somewhat trying to get out of bed. As soon as he does actually get his feet on the ground, he goes to move, immediately falling forward and going to actually, well, throw out his hands. Immediately just floating upwards into the air. Kinda shocked for a second. Looking at his body. Apparently he's more muscular than he remembers. He's packed on some muscle. Along with that, he's kind of in his underwear. Where is his clothes? Where's his uniform? Jiro's somewhat waking up, and at least hearing him talk about this. Looking at him in the air, getting his attention as he immediately turns around, and falls onto the floor. As he does get up and ask her questions. What's going on? How long has he been out? And is everyone safe? Are they okay? Did he fight off Darkseid? Did he kill him? He doesn't remember a whole lot. Jiro just saying that I believe in that order, you've held off Darkseid, stopped him from destroying the Earth and taking it over. Meanwhile, multiple civilians and heroes were able to at least work together, holding off their own cities. Although the casualties were high, they could have been higher. Along with that, apparently from looking into it, there's a reason why Darkseid was at Earth, or at least was on the planet. We believe that someone was tampering with a mother box. In fact, we kind of found out who it was, and why and how he got it. And you've been out for about a week. Midoriya panicking, and asking them, how are things on Earth? What's been going on? Jiro then continuing. After all this time, they've been working tirelessly. They moved Gotham and some of the other major cities. Actually getting about 80% to 82% of their original plans. Then again, we do have other problems. Yeah, you remember, what was his name? Jason Todd? Yeah, I tried to kill him. Midoriya, you tried to kill a lot of people. I think you should just stick to what you haven't done to them. Yeah, you're probably right. Anyways, what about? Well, apparently he's been having his own fun. After hearing that it's the end of days, he went on his own warpath. He didn't want to leave things on a bad note if he was going to die. In fact, a lot of people are saying that what he did was right, and that he's a hero. He was murdering villains back on Earth. In fact, surprisingly, he got through part of and some of the flashes before we caught him. Her giving the explanation that Red Hood murdered the Joker and beat him to death with his bare hands. This kinda surprised Midoriya. Then again, he can't really blame him. Now, there is a knock on Midoriya's door. As Midoriya is looking around, it's finally sinking in what happened. He's in his underwear, there's a girl in his bed, and from what it looks like, yeah, this is no situation anyone wants to be in right now, especially him. Him using super speed and running around his room, trying to find any clothing he can. Nothing fits him. Until he actually does at least crack his door open, asking his mom, "Hi, what's going on?" "Well, we just heard you were awake, Izuku." "Yeah, about that. I'm not too sure any of my clothes would fit me anymore. Also, Doria turning around, asking Jiro how did she get him out of his red ring. The blue one, of course. Oh yeah, that's a thing. Him at least getting that solved. Masashi walking back into his room, and Inko's, and getting a few of his old clothing. Some old jeans, some shoes, and a shirt. Midoriya at least putting these on. Jiro herself getting out of bed and getting dressed. Yeah, it's kind of weird. As Midoriya and her would walk out, Inko at least happy and excited to see them. Her boy, the young man that everyone looks down on. Powerful, strong, independent, and in a relationship. It's enough to make her cry, but she can at least hold back her tears. As Midoriya does actually talk with his parents for a while, and at least have lunch with them, before opening the door and looking outside at what he is seeing. Looking out, the horizon looks completely different, and in fact, it's beautiful. There's so many stars in the night sky, but even then, Jiro walking out behind him, wrapping her arms around him and telling him that it's something, isn't it? Whenever they spent the first night on this planet, they found out quite a lot of information. In fact, even the heroes, they themselves are figuring things out. Right now, they're helping scavenger teams, and scientists, and people who study plants. They've at least found life forms similar to ones we had on Earth, along with fruits, medicines, and other similar things. In fact, even minerals. There's gold on this planet. Huh, that makes sense. The two talking a bit more, before two people do come flying in. Bakugo and Ochako. Ochako actually does have a ring, and she's been able to control it a bit better, being able to stay with passion, as they do float there, asking Doria how is he doing. Him giving a full rundown. He feels like 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. Now, With that being said, they would go over everything that's happened, along with how things have been on the planets. Midoriya at least understanding them, and wanting to know how things have been on Earth. Bakugo, not really even trying to hide it, just saying it's been kind of a shitstorm, along with a weird occurrence. Sometime, well, a couple days ago, on Earth, they've been having weird storms, and he himself isn't too sure as to why it's happening. Only that it's happening. They're just appearing out of nowhere. It's like, what was it? The Flash, I think it was? That instance a couple years ago. Um, wait. Midoriya not really sure what to say. He doesn't remember that occurrence. Was he not on Earth for it? Possibly. No. After that does happen, Midoriya and Jiro would be walking around. Midoriya actually picking her up and flying with her. As they do at least explore the city. A lot of people seeing Midoriya and cheering him on. Midoriya actually surprised. As they're flying around the city, Midoriya goes up higher and looks around. They're, well, in the direct center of his city. Even then, this place feels like home. It is home, Izuku. Now, after that does happen, Midoriya, he would hear something. Someone whispering his name. And actually asking if he can come with them. Or find them. They do need to have a conversation. Midoriya eventually arriving at UA with Jiro. And at least thinking for a second. Why is, well, he here? As he does actually walk into the gymnasium, expecting an ambush. His eyes glowing red as he does use his X-ray vision. Now, that would be whenever Midoriya is surprised, whenever the lights do turn on. And a lot of people do actually see it. The lights, well, surprising Midoriya. Within the second that they turned on, he looked around and saw all of them, moving at super speeds to try and see all of them, walking around the room and inspecting them. He does recognize. Wait. That guy seems like. Who is. Eventually returning back to his standing place. As the surprise continues. All of them looking as Midoriya, for them, didn't even react. Kinda confused. Bakugo walking behind him and just saying that, yeah, he knew that wasn't gonna work. Anyways, this is, well, a lot of us. What do you mean, all of us? Well, right now, this is a lot of the pros we have on the planet. They wanted to introduce themselves to you in a weird way. I'm not sure. It was Kirishima's. Not Kirishima. Was it Kirishima or Denki, guys? Momo saying that she's pretty sure it was Denki. Yeah, that or Mineta. Why am I always being lumped in with this? Besides, it wasn't even my idea. Asui saying that usually he has stupid ideas. But this one would have been a better one. I would have just taken credits. Now, Midoriya is looking around, as this is most of Class 1A, some of 1B, and even some old retired heroes. Especially the older ones, as they would all sit down and be briefed on the situation. Darkseid has a mother box. He got it from Earth. Last week, Midoriya, or as they like to call him, Red Crimson, he held off Darkseid. However, that was just a doubt. Now, Midoriya, he is floating directly over Gotham, and he's looking down at the city, using his X-ray vision and at least listening in. Superman was able to track people by their heartbeats. He's able to distinguish any one of them. Listening for something irregular. Listening for something different. If Jason Todd has a heartbeat, then it's going to be different. It has to be. Him looking around the city and using his X-ray vision, along with at least Batman's deduction skills. Where's the one place you would go to if you were Jason Todd and you wanted to kill the Joker? One place. Him thinking for a second. There's no warehouses nearby, let alone outside of the city, where Jason Todd originally died. So, there's only one other place you could see Jason taking him. Heading to the Batcave. It's, surprise surprise, being empty. Devoid of life. The only thing here is the Bat computer. Now, with that being said, Midoriya does actually head back. And at least talk with Jiro. The two are thinking. With everything going on along with Darkseid and this whole thing with Lex Luthor, it's been getting more and more complicated. So, I have a crazy stupid idea. Do you want to hear it? Okay, how crazy and how stupid? Well, first off, you might not like it. It involves us finding Hal Jordan. Jiro immediately just staring at him, not saying a single word. Just saying, oh, okay. Well, then after that, what are you gonna do? Well, I want to bring him here and tell him that we will rebuild Coast City. Just the way he pictured it, just the way he imagined it. We need him on our side. In fact, he killed Cyborg Superman. That's at least what I'm thinking. I know for a fact, being that crazy, you would go after revenge. Not stopping until you get it. Or until you get killed in the process. So, I'm gonna see if I can talk with Bakugo. If I can, then I can at least meet up with Mirio. He's still searching for him. I think he's cleared at least. No! Jiro at least saying out loud. Midoriya looking back at her, asking her what's wrong, as he does walk over to her. The two are currently standing in the kitchen of Midoriya's house, as she is at least trying to muster up the words in the right order to say them. She doesn't know how to tell him this, let alone say it out loud. Wanting to tell him with all of her heart. Finally, at least looking up at him and saying that he can't leave them. Not like Ochako. Midoriya confused, before his eyes do at least widen a bit, realizing what she just said. Leave them like Ochako. Bakugo did the same fool's errand. He left and missed the birth of his child. Midoriya sang that out loud. Jiro, at least dropping to her, well, going to drop to her knees. Midoriya grabbing her and pulling her close. Her trying to tell him that she wanted to say it. She wanted to tell him the moment he woke up. But it's just so unbelievable. Midoriya actually began to tear a bit himself. Jiro looking up at him and seeing the tears in his eyes. Midoriya beginning to cry as he holds on to her. Now, with that being said, Jiro does at least ask him why does he want to find Hal. Bakugo couldn't even do it, let alone Mirio. Well, I thought he could help us. If we have him on our side, whenever we next face off against Darkseid, we can take him down. From what you guys said, if Darkseid was messing with me, he will kill me next time. Wait, where's that sword? Jiro saying that it's still in his room. She put it away. Though it was odd, it got heavy. Was it always that heavy? Him just saying no. But he does at least want to take a look at it. Him going to walk into his room, before at least stopping. Looking back at Jiro and just saying that he's turning back to her. And at least walking away. Walking back into his room as he picks up the sword. Looking at it and inspecting it. This was able to take on Darkseid. It will damage him and hurt him. I hope you can do it again. Beginning to focus a bit. Trying to talk with the blade. Him setting it down. After a few minutes. Walking back to the next room and grabbing Jiro. Holding her close, saying that he's not going to go anywhere. He's going to use his lanterns to search. He can at least see through that. But he is going to have to go back to the Red Lantern homeworlds. That power battery. I'm taking it to here. I'm making it our power battery. Our core. Do you understand me, Jiro? Her holding on to him. Midoriya at least smiling. And calling Bakugo. Bakugo confused for a second. Whenever Midoriya does tell him that he has some news, and he wants to share it with both of them. He'll be over in a second. That being whenever the doorbell just rings. This guy is too literal. Anyways, now, whenever Bakugo does open the door, he's not too sure as to what to say. Seeing Midoriya, and at least confused. Asking him what's going on, and what's up with that damn smirk on your face. This is whenever Ochako does at least walk up. Seeing that smile as Midoriya goes to say, Ochako just freaking out, and at least getting excited. Now, she already knew. In fact, Bakugo was the only one out of the loop, because he can't keep his mouth shut. Now, with that being said, Midoriya himself began to make his way throughout space, and at least thinking for a second. Whenever he does arrive on the Red Lantern homeworld, he picks up the power battery, scooping it out of the planets, and holds it up, looking at it and thinking for a second. This is a bit odd. Wait. Where... That could possibly work. Midoriya then making his way to the Green Lantern homeworlds. Oh well. What's left of the planet anyway? Since it's basically been abandoned. Midoriya flying around and looking around. And seeing it. This is interesting. Finding the power battery. Shattered and destroyed. Shit. Well, I guess we're gonna have to do something different then. What are you thinking for a second? If he hostile takes over the Red Lantern battery, that means that he's gonna destroy all of the Red Lanterns, making the rings useless. Fuck. He didn't think about that. Deciding. As he does at least begin to go throughout his various cores, calling in a favor. He wants to resurrect and create 2 power batteries. One of his own, and then the Green Lantern one. He wants to bring back the Green Lantern core. If he can do that, that means that he can at least start outfitting some people on his planets in the universe with rings. And help out the other Lantern cores, since the emotional spectrum has been thrown out of whack since the green has been out. Now, with that being said, I believe I can leave it off of there. And I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing night.